honestly, to me, the only real giveaway that these are even golf shoes is that they're FootJoy. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Joe from Golf. Now, if you're new here, before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss any of the awesome reviews and golf vlogs that I've got coming out on a weekly basis. So this time we're looking at this, which is the FootJoy Flex Coastal golf shoe, and it is another addition to FootJoy's already pretty impressive line of what I like to call crossover golf shoes. So let's do this. Now, FootJoy aren't really making any bold claims about this shoe. It's not really like they're marketing it as the best thing since sliced bread, which I find really refreshing and a nice change from the norm which you usually see in most golf shoes or most golf equipment. It's more about the look of the thing, and I can completely see why. I mean, to me, it looks great. Obviously, I've got it in the grey. It also comes in white and this really nice powder blue. But yeah, I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but to me, it just looks fantastic. So having said that, there is a little bit going on under the hood, but it's not really anything that we haven't seen from previous crossover golf shoes from FootJoy. So starting from the bottom, we've got this, the now pretty recognisable Versatrax rubber outsole, which is designed specifically to offer good traction while you're on the course, but also be comfortable and usable off the course. I've said it before, on a dry day, this grip is absolutely adequate. It's not going to blow you away, and to be quite frank, there probably is better designed spikeless grip on the market. In fact, there definitely is. But for what this does, combining on course and off course, I think having to make that compromise, this does on course extremely well. Obviously, it's not a shoe which any sensible person would want to be wearing on a wet day, in particularly inclement weather. So the grip hasn't been designed with that. But on a dewy morning, when you're expecting it to be a bit dry on the course later, then you may have a few slippy moments. I haven't really experienced that. Then we move inside the shoe and we have this EVA or EVA midsole, which adds increased cushioning for extra comfort, but also apparently adds and helps with stability in the shoe. Now, unsurprisingly, as with pretty much every FootJoy shoe I've ever tried, these are incredibly comfortable. How much of that is down to this EVA or EVA midsole, I'm not sure, but I'm sure it helps. So I was pleasantly surprised by the stability of the shoe and the performance in general. If I'm honest, between this grip and the lightweight mesh knitted upper, I was a bit unsure about how it would perform as an actual golf shoe, but I will always give credit where it's due, and FootJoy have managed to create a very lightweight shoe, and even though it's made up of this thin mesh material, you still feel very stable in the golf shoe, and particularly around the heel. It's got quite a firm heel restraint as well, which again, I wasn't really expecting, but it's really pleasant. Obviously, it's not the same kind of stability as you'd expect from something like a Pro SL or an Under Armour Speed 4 or something like that. But for a crossover golf shoe, I think it does the job really well. In my opinion, there's not a lot of negative things to say about this shoe, if any. That's partly because, again, FootJoy don't make any big claims about it, and also because it does exactly what you want and what you'd expect of it as a golf shoe and just a normal shoe. And at the end of the day, for less than £80, I mean, these have become kind of my day-to-day shoe as well as being a golf shoe for me. So it kind of feels like I got two shoes for the price of one. Again, having said that, when I initially opened the box, when I first got these, I was a little bit surprised by how thick that knitted layer, the upper layer is. For some reason, having seen the photos, in my mind I had kind of envisaged it as something a little bit thinner. But in hindsight, it's probably a good thing that it isn't, because like I say, the stability of the shoe is great, and if that layer had been any thinner, I think you'd probably be sacrificing a lot of stability for something which I guess probably wouldn't work as well as a golf shoe. My only other concern is these lace loops, or whatever you want to call them. Now, they're fine at the moment, but the more I tighten the shoe, the more I realise that they might be liable to snap at some point in the future. And obviously, if they do, I'm not sure how I'd fix that, and then the shoe would become, I guess, pretty unusable. But that's maybe just something to be aware of, and maybe for me not to over tighten the shoes, I suppose, when I use them. And then obviously it's a golf shoe which is designed for pretty specific conditions, you know, warm, dry, on-course weather. So in the UK you might be lucky to get 3 or maybe 4 months of on-course use out of them in a year. Somewhere else, you know, Australia, New Zealand, US, you might get a little bit luckier, but that is just something to think about. I'm a huge fan of these shoes. There's very few, if any, real drawbacks to them in my opinion. Obviously that's my opinion, you may think differently, but you know, they look great, they feel great, they work an absolute treat both on and off the course, and at the end of the day they are not that expensive. They're a really good shoe, highly recommend. Right, that is all from me guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and don't forget to let me know down in the comments below what you thought. I will leave a link in the description to the shoes, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers guys.